Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Fire squandered the potential of its season 12 final, and here's why. Chicago Fire is always good for a cliffhanger. If you ask fans what their favorite season finale, you'd likely get several different answers, which is a testament to the show's ability to keep fans guessing. The season 12 finale was no different. In the finale's closing moments, Fire revealed that Severide, Taylor Kinney, has a younger brother named Jack Damon, Michael Bradway. It was a twist that not only explained some of Damon's odd behavior in the previous episodes, but set up a fascinating new dynamic for Severide. The man who struggled to live down the legacy of his dad, Benny Treat Williams, was being faced with a half-sibling who was struggling to live up to his legacy as a firefighter. There was storytelling symmetry, and there was a sense that the writers were transitioning Severide from being the cool, hot-heated young man of the early Chicago Fire seasons to a more experienced, contemplative firefighter. Plus, there was talks of Severide starting a family with his wife, Stella Kidd, Miranda Ray Mayo. What better time to have a new half-sibling? Well, all that went out the window in the season 13 episode, All Kinds of Crazy. Damon disobeyed an order from Kidd in the field, and Severide's desire to cover up for him nearly landed both men in hot water. Damon was booted from Firehouse 51 by his sister-in-law, Kidd, and forced to relocate to the nearby Firehouse 20. The subsequent season 13 episodes provided information on Damon and his tenure with the new firehouse. Evidently, Severide's little brother was faring much better over there, and Severide even said that Damon would be offered a full-time position as a firefighter. It's good news, but it also leads the viewer to question the purpose of Damon's introduction in the first place. Damon posed an interesting opportunity for Severide to become a mentor, and the sort of good familial influence that his father could never be. It made complete sense, and yet, Damon was axed from the show before any of these overarching themes could be explored. Severide almost lost his job trying to cover up for Damon, and then the latter was simply gone. It's likely that Chicago Fire simply changed their mind about Damon and decided to reduce his importance within the show come the new season, but it sort of undermines the time that was spent developing his character in season 12. There was a lot of intrigue surrounding his true motive, and the fact that the season ended with his identity being revealed suggested that he was going to be crucial to what came next. Chicago Fire squandered its potential with Damon, and as such, we feel the season 12 finale a bit weaker than when it initially aired. Chicago Fire's season 12 finale had all the ingredients for a knockout episode, a season-long build-up of high-stakes drama, emotionally charged character arcs, and a lingering sense of anticipation for both longtime fans and newcomers. However, instead of delivering the explosive, heart-wrenching conclusion viewers expected, the finale felt more like a slow burn that fizzled out before the flames could ignite. Here's why the show squandered its potential and how it could have made this finale unforgettable. Missed opportunities in storytelling. The central theme of season 12 revolved around resilience and rebuilding, both for Firehouse 51 and its individual members. From Brett's journey as a newly minted paramedic field instructor to Cruz grappling with balancing fatherhood and the demands of Squad 3, there was plenty of fertile ground for storytelling, and let's not forget the lingering questions surrounding Stella Kidd's leadership as lieutenant, which could have taken center stage in a dramatic moment of crisis. Instead, the finale opted for a subdued storyline that felt more like a mid-season filler episode than a culmination of an entire season's worth of tension. The writers teased a massive fire at a chemical plant in earlier episodes, setting the stage for a life-or-death scenario that could have brought the team together. Yet this potential catastrophe was wrapped up in the first 15 minutes of the finale, leaving the rest of the episode to meander through half-baked subplots and awkwardly resolved conflicts. The underwhelming return of Casey. The much-anticipated return of Matt Casey was, unfortunately, one of the biggest letdowns. Fans were ecstatic to see him back in Chicago, hoping his presence would reignite unresolved tensions with Brett or perhaps lead to a heroic moment during the chemical plant fire. However, Casey's return was reduced to little more than a nostalgic cameo. He spent most of his screen time engaging in surface-level conversations that neither advanced his character nor enriched the story. A stronger choice would have been to integrate Casey into the heart of the action. Imagine him risking his life alongside Severide and Kid, rekindling his bond with the team while demonstrating why he's an irreplaceable part of Firehouse 51. Instead, his arc felt disconnected, as though the writers didn't know what to do with him beyond satisfying fanservice. The Severide problem. When Chicago Fire sidelined Kelly Severide for much of Season 12, fans expected his return in the finale to be monumental. After all, Severide is synonymous with high-stakes drama and emotional gravitas, but his reappearance, while exciting in theory, felt shoehorned and poorly executed. The writers dangled the possibility of a significant subplot involving his time in the ATF program, yet they barely scratched the surface. Rather than using Severide's expertise to heighten the tension during the chemical plant fire or to solve a critical problem no one else could, he was relegated to a background role. This decision not only wasted Taylor Kinney's talent, but also deprived viewers of a satisfying resolution to Severide's storyline. Missed character development. One of the show's greatest strengths has always been its ensemble cast, yet the finale seemed unsure of how to utilize its characters effectively. Take Stella Kidd, for example. As lieutenant, she's proven time and again that she can handle the pressures of leadership. The finale could have showcased her growth by putting her in an impossible situation, forced to make a split-second decision that could either save lives or cost them. Instead, her role was disappointingly passive, leaving fans wondering why she was sidelined during such a critical moment. Similarly, Cruz's ongoing struggle to balance his personal and professional life was glossed over. A subplot involving a scare with his son or a life-threatening moment during the fire could have added emotional weight to the episode. Instead, Cruz was reduced to delivering generic lines of camaraderie, his emotional arc left dangling. And what about Ritter, Gallo, and Violet? The trio has become a fan-favorite dynamic, but their screen time was minimal, and their contributions to the episode felt trivial. A finale is the perfect opportunity to let secondary characters shine, yet their potential was squandered in favor of predictable, low-stakes scenes. A lack of emotional payoff. Perhaps the most glaring issue with the finale was its lack of emotional resonance. Chicago Fire has built its reputation on moments that leave viewers reaching for tissues. Think Otis's tragic death or Bowden's stirring speeches. Yet this episode failed to deliver a single standout moment that tugged at the heartstrings. Even the farewell scene between Casey and Brett, which should have been a tearjerker, felt rushed and devoid of the chemistry that once defined their relationship. Part of the problem was the absence of a clear emotional throughline. The finale juggled too many plot threads without committing fully to any of them, resulting in a disjointed narrative that lacked cohesion. Moments that should have been gut-wrenching or heartwarming instead felt hollow and perfunctory. The uninspired cliffhanger. A Chicago Fire finale is almost synonymous with a nail-biting cliffhanger, yet this season's attempt fell flat. The final scene, which showed an anonymous figure tampering with Firehouse 51's equipment, lacked the urgency and shock value that fans have come to expect. While the idea of sabotage is intriguing, it felt like a last-minute addition rather than an organic culmination of the season's events. A more compelling cliffhanger could have involved one of the main characters in immediate peril, perhaps Kid trapped inside a collapsing building or Cruz facing a devastating personal loss. Instead, the finale left viewers with a lukewarm tease that felt more frustrating than intriguing. How it could have been better. The finale's missteps aren't irredeemable, but they highlight a need for the show to refocus on its core strengths. Here's how the episode could have lived up to its potential. A unified crisis. The chemical plant fire should have been the centerpiece of the episode, with every character playing a critical role in resolving the crisis. This would have allowed for moments of heroism, teamwork, and emotional vulnerability. Deeper character arcs, giving each character a meaningful moment to shine. Whether it's Kid proving her leadership, Cruz making a heart-wrenching decision, or Severide revealing the toll of his time away, would have added depth and complexity. A stronger cliffhanger. Ending the episode with a high-stakes moment, such as a beloved character in life-threatening danger, would have left viewers anxiously counting down the days until season 13.